All right, we are recording. Let's do this. Let's have some fun. Hope everyone's having a good day so far today. Welcome to another episode of Cam's Cooking Airs of Comedy in the Kitchen. And I'm pretty sure I said that wrong on purpose. Well, I'm pretty sure I said it wrong, and I said it wrong on purpose because again, it's not gonna be perfect, and that's okay. The goal is to have a little fun while we do this and get better at it. As always, please forget to like and subscribe because I'm not doing this for the likes or subscriptions or anything else like that. I'm doing this to show the fact that you don't need to be highlights. Your life doesn't need to just be highlights of everything. There can be mistakes. So let's get into it right now, right away. Let's not delay because I'd actually like to eat food tonight. And we're doing chicken breast that is seasoned along with broccoli and yams. And we are going to be doing it in the same form / sense / whatever you want to say of the last episode. So if you want to see the exact same thing as what I've been doing for the past while, go ahead and go back to that episode and take a look. Well, sorry, just watch that episode and it'll be the same thing, but also watch this one and we'll have some fun. See, I almost already tripped that. Oh, it's gonna be a fun episode today. So let's not turn that to be that high yet, actually. We're gonna do. I should have cut this up last time. I really should have, but that's okay that I did. No, I shouldn't have, and I'll tell you why I shouldn't have. It's actually pretty simple. I've noticed that whenever I cut it up, the outermost edge gets a little. I don't want to say like stale, but like it just doesn't look as happy. But the inside ledge, or the next slice in, looks really great. So we're gonna not cut it, and we're gonna allow the outside edge to get aerated. I think that's the correct term. I don't really know. But I think y'all know what I'm trying to get at. Let me just wash this off again because I did. So, not a fan of germs, crazy as that sounds. And I did have to use this knife to cut the chicken open about a half hour ago so I could season it. So the only thing you haven't seen me do today is season the chicken that's right there. So I've now double washed the knife, so we're good there. Let's see what else. Okay, we're gonna wash this a little longer because I did not count to 15 that time. I was talking to you guys, so forgive me for going over it again. Alright, now I'm pretty sure that's good. Like that, if anything is still on this knife at this point, I would actually be impressed. So my question for you guys, because you know I always bring some talking points to these episodes, is, let me get back into the camera shot. I'm assuming it's recording, because I believe I did hit the button. But let's just double check on that one because it's not live tonight. Oh, hey, it is recording. Cool. So my questions for you guys, it actually is kind of like a twofer. Also, let's crack the Gatorade, not sponsored like always. But now we can have a good show. So I seasoned the chicken earlier. Not going to touch that just yet. But my question for y'all is, like, I was thinking about this earlier, which will lead into the actual question. We all know that, okay, just for the record, like, you can clearly see a difference. So that's why we're gonna not, like, wedge these things in the future. If you are old enough to remember like Emerald Agassi, or I think that was his last name, the Bam Kick It Up a Notch chef, or if they still do like live cooking episodes of anything, I'm gonna not talk while I have a knife in my hand. Generally a good idea. gotta be more even. That's a little better. Work. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. When have you, so like the first part question, it's a part two. It's a two-parter question, excuse me. The first question part is, when the last ever have you ever seen a chef that had a dirty chef's coat on? Like, obviously chef's coats are worn for reasons, and they're like, they're there to make sure you don't get any stains or anything on your chef's coat or on yourself. But when was the last time you saw a chef coat that didn't look pristine? Because we all know that when you're cooking, it doesn't always go according to plan. But do they have like a secondary chef's coat ready to go to meet people, or like, you know, those fancy restaurants you might see where, like, what was it I think the 5-Year Engagement movie? The restaurant that is one of the main focal points has like an enclosed kitchen with a one-way mirror, so that everyone outside, excuse me, the patrons could see what was going on, but the chefs, like, they could watch the chefs cooking. Which, by the way, those are awesome experiences. If you've never been to one, or if you haven't been to one, that's an awesome experience. We're gonna turn this on. We're gonna turn this on. So. Like, obviously it feels just like an extra, like in many cases, a formality. This is a very seasoned pan today. A lot of cases, the chef's coat really does feel like a formality. That's not a good thing or a bad thing, it just feels like a formality. Okay, we're gonna put this in. It also kind of feels like, with the chef's coat still, it feels almost like if you have something on your chef's coat, you are considered a bad chef. Now, if someone wants to check me on that, I'm fine. I would actually love to be told, like, the correct rules on this. But it just feels kind of like for painters. Painters wear, to my knowledge, a lot of painters will wear like an all-white onesie, and then you'll just see, or a jumpsuit maybe, and then you'll just see, and you will see them with paint all over the place. But with chefs and food, maybe because, you know, we eat food, we don't want to see it on someone or something else, but paint, whatever. But I'm just very curious about that. Anyone have thoughts on that? That, you know, it's not appropriate or acceptable for a chef, even though they have to wear the chef's coat and or an apron, that if they are seen with spots on their chef coat / apron, they are considered unprofessional. But if a painter who wears an all-white jumpsuit / onesie, they're almost expected to get paint on their onesie. So, just curious. By the way, if you've seen the movie, is it called Contagion, I believe? I want to say it was 2010, 2011. About when the chef goes out to meet these people, and that's how, like, he doesn't wash his hands, he does like this on his stomach, and then he goes out to take pictures with this group of women, and that's how, like, the whole Contagion thing starts. Just thoughts on that. If anyone has any thoughts they want to put in the comments, please go ahead. This brings me to my next question, though, or perhaps the bigger one. We're going to turn this up. Wait, we want to use this one. We don't use that one. We want to use the back one. Remember, kids, I'm learning. Because when we use the one at the front, the steam goes, or the smoke goes all over the place. When we use the one at the back, it goes mostly this way and a little bit that way. Question for anyone. When was the last time you were, in an establishment and they did not advertise free Wi-Fi? I'm just curious. I heard this a couple of years ago, and it's always been kind of a question I've thought of. That's still pretty hot right there. When was the last time you heard a place that did not advertise their free, like, they had it, but it was Obviously, some higher end establishments. By the way, you ready for my coughing bits, like always? Probably some higher end establishments will either not have it in the window, or they'll have it in like a very fine lettering, or they'll just expect that they have the free Wi-Fi. But when was the last time that we're gonna put some right in this? When was the last time you didn't see that you saw a place that didn't have free Wi-Fi, and B, when was the last time you had to like pay to use Wi-Fi? I'm curious about that because it's been a while, and it's not even like it's kind of like assumed at this point that there will be free Wi-Fi available, or if you complain to the right person or someone, you will get said Wi-Fi for free, or you will get the login answer or the login password and everything for the free Wi-Fi. But I'm just curious about when was the last time you did not see a free Wi-Fi sign slash coffee fit? Well, not coffee, yeah, for coffee. When was the last time you didn't see a free Wi-Fi sign, or the free Wi-Fi wasn't presumed or assumed to exist? So just a thought out there. I do hope everyone's having a good day today. And as we know, this is the fun part where I kind of go silent, so, because, again, I don't bring schedules of things to talk about. I kind of just think, hey, this might be a good idea. I'm watching the thermometer because, again, germs aren't good kids. We don't want germs. I probably should ramble the entire time, and I don't have a ton to talk about today, so, you know. Alright, that's making me feel a lot better. Okay. I do have to refill that sooner than later. That's okay. Let us next. I don't think I want to press down on the chicken breast next time. By the way, I have been getting a lot of suggestions for food. Please keep sending them. Even if this is your first time watching, please, I'm always open. I'm not saying I'm going to be able to do it, or that I will do it, or that I have the ability to do it, but feel free to continue to send me ideas about food you'd like to see me try to cook. I do have some rules. I can't stand soup. I can't stand pasta or lasagna. It's a texture issue for all of that, for any of those kinds of foods. So like anything with noodles, can't do. Okay, that's cool. So just a heads up, I can't cook those dishes, but I am I am open to trying other things, trying new things. I'm probably going to stay with meat for a while longer. Either do more different styles of chicken, or I don't know, we'll see. But just as a heads up, so next week, I don't know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, please keep sending your requests in, or ideas in. Obviously, it has to be edible. I'm not going to eat plutonium or uranium or anything like that. But I just might not do the idea. That's all. I do wonder. Excuse me. So obviously we know that like meat marinates or whatever you put on meat, like, the juices will absorb and marinate and everything else. Does that work the same for chicken? Because I did take these out today a half hour before I started and I put some seasoning on them. Does that work the same way as it does for meat? I'm curious about that. Would anyone be willing to tell me yes or no for that? Okay. To this side. I will say, I think it is funny that after I cook, everything smells exactly like I cooked. Like, meat was the worst offender. I could not get the smell of meat out of my walls or out of the hallway or any room, no matter how many windows I opened, no matter how many doors I opened. I could not get the scent of meat out of any place for at least a couple days. After my first episode of doing chicken last week, also really weird to wake up and to still smell burnt chicken with seasoning on it. Like that was an experience. I also, if I ever do chicken, I mean, I'm gonna do chicken again, but when I do chicken again, I have to remember to start the slice lower. Because if I started higher, I get a very uneven cut. If I start lower, I might get a more even cut. But one of these comes out much thicker than the other, and that does not help with the cooking evenness of it. Let's put a little more salt. No, it's not. This is not steak. We don't need to put salt on it, technically. We could, but we put salt in the pan already. So there's that. I'm going to put the broccoli into the air fryer now, but I'm not going to turn it on yet, just so that I can have it in there. Because I still don't have a good time yet for the broccoli and the potato mix, which is okay. Again, not expecting perfection, but I'd like improvement on this, slowly but surely. But I will figure it out eventually, one day. Also, I'm thinking about this, looking at these two, I could probably, if I take so I told you that I cut the chicken in half, or 3/4, or however I did it. I could probably take the portions I cut, and I could make that an extra meal. So like, I mentioned a moment ago that when I cut it, I start too high. But if I take the 25% portion from today and the 25% portion from yesterday, I could make that a third meal, and I could have this portion today and the other portion yesterday. I could do that technically. I think that can work. Okay, I'm going to take a temperature because I want to see, but I know it's not going to work out. I know it's not going to be timed. Okay, so in this room, it is 69.4. It was 69.0 a second ago. Let's see how hot it is currently. I might have to open up a door. Okay, so the thickest part is going to be... Oh, we're getting there. Okay, we're 161. Is that true? It says it's 166. I mean, I do have it cranked up 66%-ish. Okay, so there's that. I mean, again, as long as I'm at 165, I'm pretty okay with life. Because I would love to not do the salmonella thing. 169, 171. Ah. So this, because it's off the, it's like, it's not directly touching the pan, I gotta open up a door. This is definitely colder. This is 157.6. So that's good to know. Let's wipe this off. Okay, cool. There's that. Awesome. Famous last words. There's not too much smoke right now, so I'm not too concerned, but, you know, that could change. What we're going to do, though, we're going to press that piece of chicken down there. You can just call me crazy, but again, I'd like to be safe. I'm going to open up a window, I think. That might be a good idea. Again, it's like 25 degrees. It's like 25 degrees out, but at the same time, like, I would love to not have the smoke alarms go off, because, again, there's nothing above my head. But, I don't know if you've ever tried to eat with smoke alarms going off. It is not fun. Or dandy. It's like the opposite of both, to be honest with you. And let's see, we flip these. Press down. I know chicken's supposed to be juicy, but I'm just not there yet to be comfortable with it being like that, which is disappointing, but I hope y'all understand. And then again, you guys aren't eating this, so, you know. Okay, 172, 176. This is 180. This is 176 again. Over here is... Okay, see, this one's going down. Uh-oh. You are literally at 165 point... There we go, 164.8. That was scary. I'd rather, like, have it too less or too much than exactly on, because that makes me nervous. Alright, so over here, is 160, so I have to do that piece right. Oh, no, we just dropped again. So that's a plus. This is all good over here, I believe. Yeah, it's literally this part right here. Okay, so at least I know where we are, so that's a huge plus. All right. Alright, so it's literally this part right here. We're going to heat this up for 5 minutes. And hopefully in that amount of time, excuse me, this piece of chicken will be heated up to its correct temperature. It is slightly funny that, like, the thicker parts are hotter than the edge parts. Like, that was 200 degrees. That's good to know. So it's literally ½ an inch is the difference between 170 and 155. Good to know indeed. Yeah, like literally the difference is by ½ an inch. Is like 20 degrees difference, which is funny, I think. Plus, we're going to flip them one more time. Yeah, these are burned. That's okay. I just really want to make sure that this... Come back to that in a second. Okay, so we know what to cut off. That's okay. Probably shouldn't do this, but okay. I'm just I'm checking different points and edge points because I want to make sure that everything is hot. I want to make a really bad joke, but I'm going to not. Okay, one last one in the middle. One last one in the middle. Last one on the outside. Last one right here. And one over here. Stick it in. We're going to turn this off in the meantime. No, go the other way. $165 exactly. Okay, and then okay, so we'll cut that part off also, which is fine. And then we will take these off and we will get some food. I'm probably doing this the wrong way and I probably shouldn't be using this, but whatever. Okay, let's cook some food. Sorry, let's get a plate. There were two parts that just weren't the temperature I wanted them to be. And I'm not using that fork tonight. It's not dirty, I just don't want to use that fork tonight. Yep. Okay, let us take this off of here. Literally. One more check. Yeah. You can climb, I know you can do it. I also know because I'm sweating, so something must be going well. Alright, yep, we're going to do this. We're good. Alright, so let's put this here. Let's put this here. I do ever wonder who used to watch those shows I'm talking about. Did the audience ever get fed or not? I don't actually know. Alright, so as always, these will be put up shortly. And thank you for having dinner with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was entertaining. I hope you learned something, or if you didn't, that's okay too. But, ooh, it's still steamy, nice. Thanks for having dinner with me. Have a good night. Or what is it? Have a good afternoon, evening, and good night. Let's go with that.